Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. My name is Sugoi, and today I'm gonna be talking about not the Tachi Banana. Even though, as you can see, I quite like it. I put a 19-point capsule on it, but that's not gonna be the main topic of today. The actual main topic of today is, well, it's shit basically. The main topic, but I'm gonna try to make sure that you at least don't have as much shit in it as everybody else. Especially you guys who are, like me, a poor person and don't really have a lot of free to be lying around. So, yeah. As you can see, today's topic is the Friedrich der Große, or the Friedrich der Shit, depending on what you want to call it. It is the Tier 9 German battleship. It is basically a Bismarck that got all the good aspects of it removed. It is way bigger than the Bismarck. It still got the same secondaries as Bismarck, that's fine. But the guns on it, they might be bigger guns, sitting at 406mm or 420 depending on what you pick. But they don't have the 25-second reload anymore. Their turret traverse is mediocre compared to the Bismarck. And the accuracy, I don't know the exact numbers right now, so just gonna trust me on this, but the Bismarck is more accurate than it. You hit a lot more on the Bismarck than you do when you play this ship. But let's go over some hard statistics. The ship is a 84k HP battleship with a 25% torpedo belt. It got decent guns. You got two choices, as you can see. You got the choice to put 406mm on, which is the stock ones, or you can go to the 420mm guns. I personally don't recommend whatsoever taking these guns. You get 800 more damage per citadel, which, well, let's just face it. Getting a citadel in the Friedrich der Große is near impossible because you're not gonna hit anything. And to make it even worse, you lose 4 seconds reload. So instead of having your 28 stock reload, you go down to having 32 seconds. Meaning that you got one of the longest reloads of the tier. Only slacking behind I believe the Elsa's got worse reload. Elsa's got 32 reload. Seconds reload as well. So that's pretty fine. But if you want to feel good in this ship, then you got something else than main guns. You got some secondaries. So what can we use with the secondaries? Like, we know we got German secondaries. Well, it's a German battleship, so yeah. The Germans are known for having a turtle pack, meaning that you can tank a lot, you can brawl a lot. You're not going to take citadels close range, so that's really good for it. You do, however, eat a lot of AP damage from just pure pens. But if you can mitigate that with proper angling, it should be fine. And then you can just get close to the enemies. You can use your secondaries, because they're probably going to be your main damage source, which is the build that I'm going to be running for the replay later on. As you can see from my modules, I got the Auxiliary Armament Modification 1, basically because I don't want my secondaries getting destroyed. I don't care if my gun gets destroyed or not, because I'm not going to hit it with it anyways. Then I got a semi-tank build with damage control system modification, just to decrease that fire chance by 5%. It might not sound like a lot, but it really does help the ship perform better. And of course, since it's a secondary build, we got the secondary battery modification 2, which basically increased the dispersion, the range of the secondaries and decreased the dispersion of the secondaries. Then I got another kind of tanky thing for the ship, because it really eats a lot of fire damage. Like, look at the HP. If you don't know, fire damage is based on your HP. The more HP you got, the more damage your fire is going to do. So the more you can decrease the chance of getting a fire, the more you can decrease the fire duration, the better for you. And then I got Consumer Expert. well, not concealment expert, concealment system modification 1, and that's based because, as you can see, it decreases, it increases the dispersion of the enemy, so you're gonna take less shell hits. As well, it also decreases your detectability. Now, what it means to have decreased detectability is actually you become more tanky, because there's less times that the enemy can shoot at you. Granted, you still got an enormous concealment, spotting range of 15.1, but at least it's not 16.8 anymore, or whatever the original value is. I don't remember it on top of my head, but yeah, you basically go down a lot. And it's really worth it, consuming this tankiness. And lastly, as I mentioned, we got secondary guns for our main damage dealing purpose, in my build at least. So, of course, secondary battery modification 3, just for the better reload of those guns. Now, a little about the FDG Decoser. As I mentioned, it got a total back, so yay. No citadels, unless you're fighting beyond the 15 kilometers range where the total back actually matters. And if you're not that close, then you're relying on your guns, which is not really that reliable. Like I say that now, but you're gonna be seeing later how lucky I get with my guns. I still would say that it's way too unreliable to properly trust. Now, let's go over the armor layout of the ship. As you can see, except for the bow section and, well, the thing that I call the ass section, because I don't remember the name, but the ass section, those two sections are 32 millimeters of armor. And that basically means that a Yamato can shoot at you and pen you, or a Des Moines can shoot at you with its 203mm guns and pen you and do damage all the time. However, this is where it gets interesting. You got 50mm of armor right here, which of course means that the only ships that can deal damage to you now of cruisers are the Hindenburg, because it got better penetration, it got 1/4 HE penetration, and the HIV with IFHE equipped will also get more than 50mm of pen. But other than those two, there's no real cruiser that can do damage to you. And that includes this, well, it doesn't include the Stalingrad, because the Stalingrad isn't a cruiser, it's a battleship. I don't care what you say, it's a battleship. Now, it got 50mm here as well, and then, of course, middle section, 50mm. However, the superstructure is only 19mm of damage, and it's a giant superstructure. That is where your main damage is gonna be dealt to from cruisers. They're gonna shoot this giant-ass superstructure and deal a lot of damage, but once this gets saturated, it will get better for you. Now, this is where the truly interesting stuff comes in. That is, the FDG Decoser got 80mm of deck armor. Now, what that means basically that no ship except for the Conqueror can deal damage to you on this part. That is because there's no other ship than the Conqueror that got the right caliber to do it. The Yamato, the Montana, the Große Kurfürst, and so on, the Republic, they all got 420 to 460mm of guns. And they got 1/6 HE penetration, and they need 480mm of guns to deal damage to you with HE, without using IFHE. Yet the Conqueror, because it got 1/4 HE penetration, can actually deal damage here. So be aware of that when you see a Conqueror. He can deal damage to you no matter where he shoots. The armor is pretty good, as you can see, 300mm. Now, it is great, but it's not that great. That's what I said. This ship eats a lot of penetration damage, especially right here. For those who don't play the FDG Decoser but wants to know how to counter it, basically, if you're a cruiser or a battleship, load AP and shoot right here. Just shoot right here. This is where its weak spot is. It eats so much damage here because not really a lot of armor. It's gonna go in, it's gonna pen, or actually it's gonna overpen, and then it's gonna do another pen, meaning that For example, in a Monty, if you shoot there, you're gonna deal 560. Oh, no, not 500. 5,600 damage, or around those numbers, with most of the shells, and thereby you're gonna kill it quite quickly. You're gonna get a lot of easy damage. But yeah, let's keep to the topic right now with this disaster of a ship. Yeah, if you're close range and, well, I said let's keep on topic, but I can't do anything but criticize this ship. It's truly shit. But let's just go to the guns. So as you can see, I won the 406mm guns, the superior guns, because you can spew out more shit and have a little bit greater chance of hitting, even though your chances are still small. Then you got quite a few secondaries, and these secondaries, they got a 11.5 kilometers range. Now this is without the secondary flag right now, but that is quite a distance, to say the least. Now of course, they are small caliber, but once we get into the build, you'll see that they got quite a good penetration. Anyways, maneuverability, it's 30 knot ship, it turns like a brick. Rudder shift, shit, because I didn't spec into rudder shift. But yeah. The things I'm gonna recommend about this ship is 2 captain builds this time. There is a third one, but that's basically obsolete. Yeah. The ones I use is priority target, I use preventive maintenance, I use adrenaline rush, I use superintendent, I use AFT, I use IFHE. Now, even though it says this skill is inefficient with the ship selected, that is not true. It is effective if you use secondary spec. What it means basically is, okay, your guns are so large that it's not gonna matter. Like you can see here, there's nothing that this is gonna help you with, except for the 80mm of bow armor. But let's not talk about, not. Yeah, just ignore the grammar mistakes and the hiccups. I'm gonna try not to do too many of them, but they come as they come. But yeah, IFHE is actually recommended on the predicted course if you run secondary spec. And then of course, the mother of all secondary specs, the manual fire control for secondary armament. Basically, this is the grace of the ship. If you don't have this, yeah, then you're not gonna deal a lot of damage. It's basically impossible. Now, for the other ship, for the other build you can use on this, you got priority target, adrenaline rush, superintendent, consumer expert. Then you got this little fire prevention skill. Then you got basic survivability, and you can basically choose one of these two. I mostly recommend going this one. Now, this might not sound like a battleship build because you don't use expert marksman, but your gun's actually turning quite fast, so you don't really need the expert marksman on this ship, or any of, well, except for the closing first, but that's another case. But yeah, guns turning quickly, don't really need expert marksman, unlike Yamato with 72 seconds turning circle. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it, except for you got a hydro. That is a hydro, 6 kilometers ship detection, 4 kilometers torpedo detection. It's not gonna save you unless you're already turning in when the tops get spotted. Why? Because 1 kilometers turning circle, and rudder shift time is shit. So the moment you are fully turning, the tops are already hitting you, and it doesn't really get much better that you only got 25% torpedo damage reduction if they hit the belt here, and most of them are probably gonna hit right here, meaning a guaranteed flooding, meaning you have to up your damage count, meaning that they will now shoot and get fires on you, and you're gonna burn down really fast because of hit points. Which is why when we go into the flags, I'm gonna straight up recommend you go this flag and this flag. Like, I know I don't have them on, but believe me, you really need these two, and this one is also really good, which basically just decreases even further the damage count on the ship, and the faster you get damage count available, the better. Anyways, I'm gonna be jumping into the replay, and I'll be seeing you guys over there. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back now with a replay of this shit. Now, first about the game, as you can see, this is a game on Hotspot, I believe. Don't quote me on that, or it could be Sea of Fortune. I don't really care that much about the map. I just know there's 4 caps right now. We start with 1 each, and I'm gonna be heading off to the D cap. Is what I presume at least, because oh yeah, it is the D cap. Now, first off, I'm just like basically okay. I don't want to YOLO in straight at the start, even though this is a really brawler heavy ship. So I'm gonna play this smart a bit. So you're gonna be seeing me basically showing broadside to the entire enemy team, because I am hoping that one of the enemies is gonna show up at D7. If a cruiser shows up there, I'm gonna blap him. Oh well, I would blap him if my guns would be accurate, but nothing shows up. So I am a really sad panda right now. I'm just basically sitting here looking at ships that's so out of range that I can't shoot them. Well, then again, even if I was a Yamato, I still couldn't shoot them, because 27, 28 kilometers away. But yeah, I'm just sitting here hoping that some enemies is gonna do something stupid and basically go in. Now, I'm gonna be waiting here for quite a bit. There's not really much to commentate about other than I know what ships the enemy now got here. They got a Monarch. Oh well. Not a Monarch. They got a Bismarck. They got a Iowa. And they got a Musashi here. Now, they also got a cruiser, the Moskva. And as you'll see later on, they also got a Cossack. But the Cossack, he tries cap, and it doesn't really go too well for him. He does survive, which we'll get back to later, but basically he's falls out of the cap and he takes not too much damage because my team is basically filled with people that, well, apparently got worse RNG than my FDG guns, which is quite impossible. But I realized, okay, the position I was before, I'm never gonna get anything done. So I'm basically now being, okay, I'm gonna do what the ship is good at, and I'm gonna go into a brawling distance. So as you can see, I actually go up the 910 line here. Now, most people are like, oh, you're fucking useless now. But I was useless before. I'm just making myself useful now, because this ship is really strong. So you can see I got teammates that's holding the G8 spot, G7 spot. So even if I go where they are, I'm not gonna get anything done. So I'm gonna do and kite the enemy. And as you can see, the glorious Bismarck has decided, oh, let's go into the cap. I wonder if this is gonna go well, and it doesn't really go too well for him, let's just put it that way. I show up, he can either angle towards my friends, which consist of a destroyer and a battleship or 2, as well as a cruiser, or he can angle towards me and risk a lot more damage than what I can dish out. And surprise, surprise, my guns actually dealt damage for once, but look at how close we are. I got 8 shells in there, I hit 6 of them, and I did quite a bit of damage, but my secondaries are basically the better part right now. Now I activated my Hydra because I knew there was a destroyer here, and lo and behold, the glorious Cossack has arrived. And he is smoking up, but let's just put it this way, foolish choice of Cossack. And as you can see, he's shooting tops at me, but I already know that they're using my Hydra, so I'm like, fine, I'm just gonna dodge them. And I take a salvo after the Cossack. Now, of course, as I mentioned, the FDG having terrible RNG. Then again, 4 hits, not really that terrible anymore. but not what I wanted either. He survives, and it's gonna be a pain another day or another time of the game. Meanwhile, the Bismarck has, in his glorious wisdom, decided, oh, going into the decap might not have been the best choice. So he decided to turn broadside to my allies, get blapped by them, and now he is really sad as he has to go out in the middle with low HP, and he's gonna die any moment now. But me being me, I of course tried to kill steal him with my secondaries, which didn't really work out for me. Another Bismarck. But I found the Iowa now. Now, Iowa are really fun to shoot at, and as you can see, 3 pens actually on this range is quite surprising for me as well, because we spar on, but double fire with secondaries, and this is what I find strange. He got a double fire. There's no way he should have had another fire right now that he had damage on, so he got a double fire that he's not damage counting, and I'm just like, fine, give me my free damage. So of course turn out again, I still got secondaries on him. I know there's a Cossack now coming for me, but I also know he's gonna be spotted. And lo and behold, he's spotted. So I take the shot at him. I had my, of course, guns pre-aimed at his location, and thank you. 3 to 4 kilometers range, I get 3 hits for 2k with 8 guns. Now it doesn't really help that he probably shot tops, which is why you can see me doing this maneuver and basically being forced, because I don't know if I got more tops ready. I've seen 4 tops so far, so right now I'm in a really shitty position. Broadside to Musashi and Iowa, and there's no way I'm gonna turn broadside to that destroyer, because that destroyer is gonna do way more damage. But as I mentioned really early on, this one dies to fires constantly. You can see I got a double fire running. I got a triple fire use damage cut now, because I really can't risk taking a lot of fires. But now we got the second problem. This ship eats a lot of AV damage. You can see basically just me being me. I am trying to angle now, but still 12k salvos left, right and center. And the Musk has decided, in his glorious wisdom, I want to join in on the killing. And I got lucky. I got a little bit of luck into that salvo with all 3 hits being citadels. So I'm on like, yay, let's kill the Moskva. And as I mentioned, AP deals a ton of damage, so of course I just had to be greedy, showing broadside, and 13k, none of those were citadels, because I'm too close for them to citadel me. But I killed the Mosk with secondaries again, and I tried to punish the Musashi, but yeah, German dispersion at its finest. Getting 2 hits, both of them opens, none of them landing on this spot I want to. The spot I want to hit is the little cheek that's under the guns of the Musashi. That is where its citadel is, and its weak spot. If you can hit that, you can really easily kill either Musashi or Yamato. They both got the same weakness. But right now you can see I'm really low, so I'm like, I gotta run away. So I'm just running away. I'm using my heals so I can survive a bit longer. Now, I do survive, lucky for me. However, the rest of the game is not really that interesting. I realize, okay, if I run now, I'm gonna be doing nothing the rest of the game. What can I do to optimize the amount of XP I'm gonna get at the end of the game? So I'm right now just waiting for the Iowa to shoot me again. Once he shoots, I'm gonna be turning around, because I can nearly get the ship entirely turned around by the time his next salvo is ready. So I'm baiting him to believe that I'm gonna turn. Like, as you can see, a small turn here. I'm not fully committing, but hopefully that should be enough. He's either gonna shoot at me, as you can see he did now, so okay, you shot at me, I can now turn safely without taking a major amount of damage. And he is actually doing this stupid thing right now. Well, stupid and stupid. He's sailing towards Friedrich the Große, but it's too late for that now. His team basically lost all its firepower now, and he's YOLO rushing into a FDG course, another battleship, and 2 cruisers, if I can see correctly. So he's gonna have a lot of fun and games. And my heal is almost ready and loaded again for some more spiciness. And he's already in secondary range. I'm just gonna open up with secondaries on him. Now, do keep in mind, manual secondaries, you gotta focus. Oh well, control click on the guy you want to focus. It really is the thing you gotta do. If you don't do it, secondary is not gonna open fire. I'm shooting at the Edinburgh and yeah, 3 hits and nearly no damage. So at this point I'm just like, fuck. Why? Why, Angie? Why do you hate me so much? So I'm trying again and hoping that it goes a bit better. And let's just put it that way. No, but I did get Confederate now. And I got nearly 400 secondary hits. And 5 fires with those 400 secondary hits. Now, due to my guns actually being useful for once in this game, I actually dealt quite a bit of damage with them, as you'll see in the end, but they definitely could be better. Anyways, I'm gonna be charging the Bismarck, hoping to get a bit more damage, but he's of course a glorious battleship player, decides in his glorious wisdom that instead of taking damage I'm just gonna stay at the BA line and basically just not scratch my paint. That is the Bismarck's primary job now. He is now a no paint scratching kind of guy, which well, if he does that in the FDG course, I don't think he's gonna see the course curve first in the next 400 games, as it'll take him quite a while to deal any sort of reliable damage and get any sort of reliable XP doing that tactic. Yeah, I really don't like this ship. Neither should you. If I had to make a proper FDG the Corsa guide, I would say get enough free XP, skip it. Congratulations, but somebody already made that guide, so I can't really. I'm not really gonna copy paste them because that'll be immature. Like, who wants to learn playing the FDG the Corsa? So yeah, basically the game is slowly coming to an end. There's not really gonna be much more spectacular gameplay. It's basically just chasing down a Bismarck and then chasing down a destroyer, which isn't really too interesting. But yeah, all in all, as you can see, I got 2 kills with my secondaries. The only 2 kills I got actually so far. I can't remember if I actually killed Bismarck with a Citadel due to turtleback. That Bismarck got so far away that his turtleback didn't matter anymore. And as you can see on the minimap, or on the cap circles as well, the enemy is capping our A cap, which means that I should just returning in, as you can see I'm doing now, because the destroyer is so far away that I can't even shoot him. Because glorious guns. But yeah, all in all, this is how you should play the FDG Corsa. Maybe not as YOLO as me, because I gotta be honest, I got really lucky this game. But you gotta rely on luck when you play this ship. It's just that bad. But yeah, 190k damage, 2 million potential, high caliber, Confederate, and I end up with no tanking. Like, I don't get fireproof, I don't get dreadnought, because as you can see I still got 2 heals left. I didn't tank enough apparently, because the enemy decided to just run away. But 44 gun hits, well, if it's 44 I can't really read the number from here, but yeah. And then 4 Citadel hits of course, 5 fires, 367 secondary hits I believe. 1 incapitation, and that is presumably the gun on the Ira, I believe. I didn't really pay too much attention. But yeah, and as you can see of course, battleships low spotting, and Jutland has been spotted by the Hyperhydro. Now, for those of you that don't know, and then again, I'm not really one to talk now because I'm probably wrong with this, but I think the Hyperhydro is actually also 6 kilometers on ship detection, so it's a mini radar. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice evening, and I truly do pray for you guys. Please get over this. Please don't give up on this ship. It's really terrible, but not that shit.